Good day, everyone. This is Sarah Lawrence, your intuitive empowerment coach, and this is my January 2023 podcast. I'm going to talk about 3 different areas this month to give you an understanding of how an intuitive empowerment coach can help you, how complex some of these issues can be, and yet how simple sometimes these issues can be to clear and resolve. So first of all, we're going to talk about aura merging. So we all have an electromagnetic field which is generated from our nervous system and our life force or chi. And this field can extend up to a few feet around us, or sometimes, depending on our intentions, can fill a whole room, even connecting as far away as up to 30 feet. So what happens when we aura merge with people who perhaps aren't in tune with us or their energy is a bit spiky? Well, all sorts of takeovers, spiky sensations, weird sensations can happen. And so I've got a lovely question from somebody on Quora this month that I answered to give you an idea of how an aura merge can affect somebody from a distance. So this is Silk, and she asked me, she said, how do I stop my abusive ex-partner from reading my thoughts? So here's my response. I said, speaking from experience, the in occurs with an aura merge. So remember, the aura merge is when your expanded electromagnetic field meets with another. Something else is created called the third lattice, which is the combination of the two of your fields, and it affects you both. So this aura merge, as I'm answering Silk's question, can happen with any form of contact. My ex and I have a college-age child, so there are times when we need to communicate. So I always felt that when he connected with my energy, somehow I couldn't speak or express myself as well when he got angry or annoyed. And so what he does in our aura merge is he goes straight for my throat chakra and he steals my throat energy through a gate in human design called Gate 45, which is in the throat chakra. Now he has an open throat chakra, which means that he can access other people's information and speak it back, which in a positive frame is very, very healthy. In a frame where you're trying to dominate somebody by using your gene key shadow, which is an aspect of this particular gate 45, this means that you can overwhelm or overcome somebody else's speech patterns through fear. So that's what used to happen for me. So back to Silk's question. So as I said, he gets in, he always steals my throat energy through dominance, and then I have to clear him out again. So the human design work I'm studying has helped me to go into this phenomenon in more depth. Think of an aura merge like an aura physics, or water breaching a levee in a flood. If there's enough energy, the water will get through and merge with the land on the other side through any crack it can find. It'll just find its way. Energy will just find its way. We can't stop it, but we can clear it through energetic practice. So if you can go with an abusive partner, if you can go completely no contact, that's ideal, and that will help with aura merge. But if you've got kids or that you have to make any other connections, that's obviously going to keep happening, so you have to keep clearing it. But even if there's no contact, there may still be connections through your Akashic records, through karmic connections, and the astral realm, which Edgar Cayce, who is a great Akashic reader, used to call the realm of ideas, otherwise known as the fourth dimension. That's where we go and we dream and sleep, by the way. And so the energy can kind of get in there too. And if people have energetic bad habits and they like to dominate or overwhelm others, I'm sure you can think of someone in the world who does that, because we still haven't learned that particular lesson as a group or a race of beings, then that energy is going to get in. So the only way to deal with that is to work with either your Akashic records and clear any karma with this person, or you can do energetic protection on a regular basis. I recommend both, frankly, and they're both are easy and straightforward to do. And then being able to clear that, and then if there's any daily contact or weekly contact or whatever it is, then you can clear that, giving yourself a bit more peace just by doing certain simple protocols. So that's my first part of the broadcast today on Aura Merge. Now, if anyone's interested in working with me further on that, I do all sorts of work with human design, also combining it with my Akashic Records work, that I've been studying the Akashic Records for nearly over 12 years now, and human design for a year. It's proving to be a very useful and powerful combination. So you can get in touch with me at Mum on a Spiritual Journey for that. mumonaspiritualjourney.com, that is. Okay, so did anyone struggle with the full moon in January 2023? I most certainly did. I felt really stuck. I felt really low. I actually felt just like I did when I was married for 17 years and that whole throat thing was going on that I was just talking about. Here's what's fascinating. When you do a human design chart on January 2023's full moon, it comes up as something called an ego projected projector, which was actually my ex's human design. So I was feeling the energy of his design magnified by the full moon energy that happened to be coming at us because of alignments and everything that goes on with the moon position. As soon as the full moon was over, I felt so much better. I felt freed. I felt liberated again. I felt able to express and write, hence something like this podcast. So as part of our spiritual journey, it's very important to focus on our energetic influences, maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. So if you can start tracking the full moon and the new moon, then that's a very healthy thing to do to help you with your personal energetics. So the next new moon is on January the 21st, which is in fact tomorrow. So the new moon is a great time to start creating new ideas, new thoughts, and new projects. So that's something that you can get on with doing around the new moon. So it's a great place to do card pulls, meditate, go outside, feel nature, things like that. So that's the Aura Merge and the full moon struggles for this month. Now I'm going to pick a soul story for this month, and I did it using the Akashic Tarot deck, which is a fantastic deck to connect with your past lives. So I pulled 3 cards, and if you want to see the pictures of the cards, you can go and visit the blog post for this podcast at mumonaspiritualjourney.com. And so Uriel and the Sphinx was the first card that came up. I always get this card indicating some kind of past life connection. So what this card is telling any of us this month who listen to this broadcast, because I also pulled this card for the group, is that it's important to connect with our lion energy in the sense of our leadership energy, our growth energy. And it's very important to be aware of our energetic surroundings, because Uriel is an angel that you can connect with to help you with negative or difficult energetic influences. I remember praying to Uriel when I live in Kansas at the moment, and I remember praying to Uriel when there was a tornado the other side of our road opposite our house, and I prayed really hard and the thing lifted up and dissipated. I was hiding in the basement at the time. I wasn't watching it. But I looked at the weather patterns afterwards, and that's what had happened. So often Uriel can really help us with these difficult aura merges, things like that I was talking about. And then I was wondering how to heal difficult past life soul stories, because often when we're connected with somebody karmically, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep repeating, because as the Great Law of One book and the person who channeled it would say, that karma is a catalyst and it will repeat until it is no longer needed. So what can we do to help ourselves when we're struggling with repeating karmic patterns? Well, one of the ways that we can put a seed into our own Akashic records and potentially the records of everyone else on the planet to whom we're all connected, is to work with the great ascended master Saint Germain. Now, Saint Germain is known as an amazing character. You can read about his lives on Earth and the ideas behind that. I'm reading a book about it this month, and I'll post the information about the book in the blog. But really a fascinating ascended master to work with. And you may have heard of the violet flame meditations. And so people working with the violet flame can help heal their DNA from karmic catalysts, if you like, that are no longer needed. It's also good with karma to take different actions in present life. So, for example, if you find out you have a soul story, like I did, where you have a repeating pattern of trying to heal people and see the potentials in them in an intimate relationship rather than taking them on for who they really are, then that is something that Saint Germain can help with as a focus. Okay, the last card I got was the Queen of Keys. And this really sums up my soul story, and maybe the soul story of many women who are trying to make their way in the world and become more independent and enjoy life in all its forms. So the Queen of Keys is gazing across a beautiful scene from her castle with her crown on her head. She's got a lovely gown on. And so for many of us, coming up to the new moon, it's going to be a really great idea to do a major review of where we're headed. Tomorrow, the 21st, is actually beginning of the Human Design New Year. So there's all sorts of new energies coming in, which haven't, even though it's been the traditional new year starting on the 1st of January 2023, those energies aren't really kicking in until the 20th, 21st, 22nd of this month. So as the new energies come in, maybe buy yourself a new journal, because she's holding something that looks like a beautiful journal. Or take yourself to a new place for inspiration. All of the above will help you clear out the old energies and begin with the new. Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Feel free to contact me at mumonaspiritualjourney.com for any questions. Check the blog post and the pictures for the cards and the book references and everything else at the blog. And I look forward to keeping on connecting with you this year in 2023. Lots of light to everybody. Bye for now.